Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. This week's video is probably going to be taking the course over a couple of months. We shall see how this goes, but I am finally doing my reread of Naruto. I have been meaning to do this for a couple of years now, and I've started doing it I think in my last reading vlog I had mentioned that I was reading Naruto and I had read the first volume, but I ended up backing out and I just started reading other things. So this time I'm really doing it. And I'm filming a video to incentivize myself to keep reading it, to keep myself accountable. So I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give you guys updates every 10 volumes that I read. It is a 72 volume series, so you'll get a few updates here and there. That said, I don't know how spoiler free this is going to be. I'm not gonna go into super detail about what happens, but we shall see. I'll put it in the title if it's gonna be spoiler free or not, but yeah, I'm just gonna kind of be giving my thoughts every 10 volumes. So yeah, previously my favorite character was Sasuke. He was my first anime and manga, because I read the manga, manga crush. He was my first fictional character crush. Is it? Unless you would consider Zac Efron in High School Musical's Troy Bolton, if you would consider that fictional. Anyhow, yeah, I was obsessed with Sasuke, and I love Sakura as well, so I'm excited to see how my opinions will have changed on this, because I know a lot of people, for instance, find Sakura really annoying. I didn't think she was annoying in the past. I mean, there was a little bit oh my gosh, girl, you're a little bit dramatic, but maybe I didn't relate to her, but I don't know. As a girl, I understood her mind space. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Anyways, let me wrap this up. Yeah, so it is actually currently June 2nd. I just kind of got a little bit busy yesterday and didn't get to film, but I did read the first couple of volumes here. So yeah, I will give you guys more of an update after I read volume 10. But yes, I'm super duper excited for this, so we shall see how this reread goes. Yeah, it'll be a fun ride, and I hope you guys will enjoy the process with me. Also, I figured I would show you this shelf. I don't know why she's all the way over there, but yeah, you can see well, that's just 70 volumes. I have volumes 1 and 2 right here, but yeah, that is everything I have to read. So I need to put volumes 1 and 2 back. I think I'm going to be reading just a couple of volumes today. We'll see how it goes though. But yeah. Hello? Okay, maybe I'm still a little bit obsessed with Sasuke. Anyhow, let me get volumes 3 and 4 out. But I will go ahead and I'll talk to you guys at the volume 10 update. I am back. I literally just finished volume 10. I forgot how much I absolutely love this series. It's just so, maybe I'm just feeling a bit nostalgic with it because it's what I started out with. But I love this so much. So this volume 10, we leave off where they're kind of going through, they just went through the first rounds of the one-on-one fights for the Chunin exams. That kind of arc is one of my favorites, so I so enjoyed rereading this. They're about to go into the final the finals for that, so they picked a number, and then they were that's how they were assigned their partner that they're going to go up against. So it's about to get really very interesting. For the most part, I remembered what happened in these first 10 volumes. I think really it's just in the towards like the later volumes, like kind of in the 20s, is where my memory gets a bit spotty with this series, but I love this so much. We also have a development where my favorite character has changed, at least so far in these first 10 volumes. But even in these first 10 volumes, when I first started reading this series, I was like obsessed with Sasuke. We already went over this, right? It has since changed, and I love Kakashi. Like, oh my goodness, I loved him before, but he's my favorite now. Like, he's amazing. He's my new favorite. I can't wait to get to the later parts of the story to hear his, like, more of his backstory again. So that is how we are getting along with this. I'm probably going to read maybe 2 more volumes today. We'll see what I get to, but yeah, that is the first 10 volume update. I am back for the volume 20 update, and it's been a couple of days since I finished this volume, but I just haven't had a chance to film this clip, so hopefully now I can still get my thoughts in order adequately. But a lot happened in these volumes. So where we left off last time, we were just about to get into the final battles of the Chunin exams. So of course we proceeded with that, and we got to see Naruto versus Neji, and Shikamaru versus Temari, and then we got to see Sasuke versus Gaara, which their match kind of got interrupted because the Sand and Sound Village attacked Konoha. So that was crazy to see, just basically like the entire village like spring into action to defend, to defend the village. And it was really cool because we got to see the 3rd Hokage in action. Also, the 1st and 2nd Hokage were summoned by Orochimaru, so that was a wild time and wild experience. But that was really cool to see. I kind of forgot about that part, so it was really interesting rereading it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's right, this happened, and I was just like, oh. I really like flew through these volumes. Like, I just couldn't put it down. But yeah, it was just very intense and very emotional at moments as well. Kind of getting into like volumes 17 and 18, we also get Itachi and Kisame come into the village, into Konoha. So that was just a very like I know what is coming, and I'm so excited for it. Like, I can't wait to hear more of the Uchiha backstory, because it's like one of my favorites, but it's also very heart-wrenching. So I'm like trying to emotionally like prepare myself, but I'm like so excited to get to that part. Anyhow, that is what is to come. We also see a lot more of Jiraiya at the end of volume 10. We kind of like saw him, like Naruto was just meeting him, so we kind of got to spend a lot of time with him and Naruto, so I really enjoyed that. But yes, these 10 volumes were so great. I will see you guys at the next update, which will be the volume 30 update. We will actually be switching into Shippuden at that point, because I believe at volume 27 it switches to the Shippuden part. So yes, so next time I see you guys, we will be in Naruto Shippuden. Volume 30 update. It's been a very intense time, and I feel like it's just gonna get even more intense. Like, I feel like the pot is coming to a boil, and it's like gonna boil over soon. So yes, kind of starting off with the overview, like volume 21, we start with Sasuke leaving the village, and the 5th Hokage sends out a cell led by Shikamaru to rescue him. Of course, he left the village on his own terms, but yeah, we have that. They end up going up against the Sound 4 And Naruto and Sasuke finally get a have a battle together at the valley. I forgot the name of the valley, but it's like this like epic like kind of setting for the battle. It's basically like it has this huge waterfall and then two statues like kind of surrounding the waterfall. One is of the first Hokage, and then I forget who's the other statue. I don't think it's specified though. Maybe it didn't. Anyways, let me not get stuck on that. So we have that. Naruto gets kind of badly kind of beaten up from that. So Kakashi is the one who ends up finding him, and he brings him back to Konoha. In volume 25, we hear the Uchiha backstory, which was really, I loved that volume so much, but of course it's very heavy, but it's kind of like a big part of the story, right? Like Sasuke is like one of the main characters, and you kind of get to see really where his hatred for his brother Itachi comes from and why he's so determined to get all this power. Doesn't make it right, but yeah, that was a great volume. And then after that, we kind of see everybody healing up, and Naruto ends up leaving with Jiraiya to do like this whole like his training arc. And then we have a time skip of 3 years. So we are now officially in the Shippuden part, as you can see by the black spines on the singles. The volumes 1 through, let me see, 28, I can't see that well, 27 or 28, sorry, I'm blind. We switch into Shippuden, which is where the time skip happens. So everybody grows up a little bit, which is really cool to see. Once Naruto returns to the village, you kind of see everybody reunite. So that's really, really, really sweet. So after that, things kind of start to accelerate with the Akatsuki trying to gather all of the tailed beasts. So they end up capturing Gaara, who is now the Kazekage. And I kind of forgot about that, and I was like, oh shoot, that's right, he's Kazekage now. So they capture him because he's, of course, the body host for the one-tailed beast. So they have him, and so Naruto, Sakura, Kakashi, Lee, Neji, Tenten, like a whole bunch of them end up going over to the Sand Village to kind of track him down and help bring him back and hopefully rescue him. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. This volume here ended off with Sakura and Granny Chiyo going up against Sasori, which is actually her grandson. So it's kind of like a very emotional battle for her and like the reader, me. So yeah, it's just very, it left off on a cliffhanger. Of course, I know what happens, but yeah, definitely going to get straight to reading after I finish this clip off. So yes, volumes 30 through 40 should be pretty, or sorry, 31 through 40 should be a pretty rough time. And then of course, when we get into the 40s, I'm like I want to kind of hurry up and read volumes 31 through 40 so then I can like hurry up and get to volume 43. That's the volume, like that's where I'm not gonna say anything right now. Needless to say, I'm very excited to get to volume 43. So I'm going to go ahead and end this clip and get to reading, but these were some amazing, very heavy but very necessary like chapters and volumes, so I really enjoyed it. Volume 40 update now. There was like such an emotional roller coaster with these volumes that I read. Like I was like sobbing, I was angry punching the air, I was laughing. Yeah, just a lot happened, and it's just gonna get more intense from here. Like we have volume 43 coming up, and I'm so excited because that's like one of my favorite parts of the story. So you guys will definitely, that's probably all I'm gonna talk about in the next update. because I love that volume so much. It's so intense and it's so good. Anyways, what I read now. So we have a couple of like pretty big moments that like stuck out to me. First, we see Kakashi and Yamato training Naruto to do they find out his like chakra nature. They find out that he can use like the wind style. Is that even, I feel like I've read so much, and so like things are starting to just like melt away, even though I just read these volumes. Anyways, so we got to see that. We got to see him use the Super Rasengan for the first time, the Rasen Shuriken, is that what it was called? That was really cool. And we got to see some of the Akatsuki members go down, which was really cool, but sadly, we had a loss of Master Asuma, Cell number 10's leader, and oh my gosh. Ooh, even thinking about it now, I'm like getting teary-eyed. His death affected me like the first time around that I read this, like I was crying when he died. And I didn't forget that he died, but I just kind of, I don't know, reading again, just like I felt all the emotions all over again. And like seeing Shikamaru go back to Kurenai and like tell her like what happened was just so sad. We did find out that he was actually the third Hokage's son, so that was also like, oof, like the loss that he went through. And then he also lost like a good friend of his, and like while they were on their way, he was telling, like Shikamaru could just tell like something was up, so because he had stopped smoking. So we know Shikamaru is very smart and he catches on to things very quickly, and so you just kind of see him trying to figure out what's going on in his master's mind. And you know, we saw him there fighting alongside his master in what was ultimately his final battle. So I'm like teary-eyed right now. I need to like move on from this topic, otherwise I'm gonna start crying again. But yeah, it makes me happy at least that he is going to have like a little piece of him still left on the earth, because Kurenai is pregnant. So it's happy, but at the same time it's very sad because he'll never get to meet the baby. Okay, we're moving on. We are moving on. I'm not gonna cry again right now. So we had that. Those were a couple of like the big moments. Hello, Sasuke killed Orochimaru. How was I not going to mention that? Yeah, that happened, and he like broke out and he got his whole crew, which is like, what is his name? I forgot their names already. I'm just like, my brain is not processing anymore right now. But yeah, he assembled his own team, and so they're now currently after Itachi, which Sasuke and Itachi met up again. Like, it literally just happened, but Itachi was like, oh, I gotta go. I got a matter to attend. Oh no, he was like, meet me at the Uchiha hideout, and this is where we'll settle it. And okay, yeah, you see the fangirl coming out now. Like, who's even kidding? Like, I'm probably gonna go and read all these volumes right now because I'm so excited to read this part of the story. Anyways, I think this overview is kind of getting long now, so I'm going to try and cut myself off here. I think that's all that I wanted to mention. But yeah, next overview should be pretty interesting. And that's going to be it for this video. You'll probably get the next part, well, part 2, in a couple of weeks. Next week's video is going to be my wrap up and haul for the month of June. So I will see you guys in a couple of weeks for part 2. I've really enjoyed this reread so far, so I'm going to continue reading this evening. I know I said I was going to take a break, but here we are. I can't stay away. I just need to, I can't stop midway in a series. Like if I have all the volumes, like I'm gonna read them, right? So yeah, we'll see how much I get through. I'm gonna try and get part 2 out pretty relatively quickly for you guys. So, but that is it for this one. I hope you guys are having a great day, and yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.